Hello and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. We are now back at the inn, minus Grius, but we have a new enemy, a necromancer who has decided to take over the cathedral and is doing some evil things in there while gathering magla. We, however, are going to rest up. We're going to prepare, and I assume we're going to go into a dungeon proper. And this is going to be our first real dungeon experience. This is going to be us preparing, going in. It's probably going to involve some going in and going out potentially. It'll be interesting to see how the gameplay loop's actually going to play, because I get the feeling it's starting to give us more and more things. We have the popularity ranking, we have royal virtues. It hasn't quite got to telling us everything, but it's getting there. Also, the story is absolutely wild right now, and I'm very excited to know where it goes. But before we do all that, we have some memorandum, we have some people to speak to, and yeah, let's start with the memorandum. Okay, many things in here. Let's start with magic. Royal magic of the previous king. The late Hythlodius V was the first king to invoke royal magic in several hundred years. None could have foreseen its consequences, as it was planned in secrecy and was to be triggered only after his death. Its activation threw the capital into chaos. The magic he invoked was peculiar. He called for a competition of the people's support, stating that the crown would be conferred to whoever could win the most faith among the populace, regardless of birth or circumstance, at the end of the designated period. In addition, in order to monitor the competition, other phenomena appeared, including the royal palace floating into the sky, the giant face of the king peering from beneath it, and mysterious stones throughout the kingdom that depict those with the most support. No one yet knows the full extent of his magic. Okay, could be more at some point. So everything we've got magic, or we got something else in here? We have face rock. Peculiar giant rocks with candidates' faces on them appeared throughout the kingdom around the same time the royal magic was invoked. Imagine how crazy it must be for somebody who isn't in the capital to see one of these face rocks appear, right? Like, you're maybe a month away from the capital, and then all of a sudden, face rocks, middle of the square, and you're just meant to be like, oh, that's because, oh, it must be whoever has the most popularity. I don't know, maybe he was broadcasting and told everyone at the same time? It's very weird. Anyway. The general understanding is that the candidate's face appear in prominence based off their public approval rating, and rocks constantly alter in response to changes in those rankings. Apparently, candidates higher in the ranking take up more of the rock's surface. Okay. Cool. History. The Royal Scepter Chamber. So that's where we need to go. Actually, we'll do history last, because this seems related to what we're about to do, more than other stuff. Hulkenberg. Iselin Hulkenberg, a Rosant Lady Knight, met in Grand Trad. Once a member of the Royal Knight, she served the prince alongside Grius, or Alcez as she calls him. Though the prince was formally declared dead, she believed that he survived the attack and searched for him alone. Given her social status, she was called by her family name during her travels, which she has become completely accustomed to the point she introduces herself that way. Okay. Interesting. On Hulkenberg. So we got new stuff already. Hails from the Hulkenberg family. No way! One of the most prestigious noble families in Montario. While her father and brothers rose to prominence in the world of politics, her youth was marked by merit, not with her wits but with her martial prowess, leaving her a black sheep among her own family. Although, we know from reading the Rosant race or Rosant tribe, what's it called, like their memorandum, it said that Rosant women are particularly strong. So that makes sense that if her fathers and brothers went into politics, that she would be more likely to go into martial stuff, although it still leaves her as a black sheep, kind of being the outlier. But from what the game has told us, it does make some level of sense. In order to achieve success on her own, she overcame her family's opposition and went to pursue a career as a knight. But after failing to protect the prince, she has been too ashamed to return home. Okay. may come up at some point, I get the feeling. It's just kinda... It's just sitting there like, something might happen. On Grius. His real name is Arvid Alcez, but he goes by Grius for his work as an operative. He once caught the attention of the royal palace as a skilled mercenary and was appointed the prince's swordsmanship instructor by the former king. As he was considered to be part of the prince's personal guard as part of his duties, he also helped give fundamental training to young knights. After the prince fell victim to the curse, Grius disappeared with him. He secretly returned to the capital in search of a way to break the curse. In the northern fort, he was sometimes appointed to positions of command due to clear experience that separated him from the other soldiers. However, he lost all of his men in the human attack. The weight of those losses makes him decide to handle Luis personally, rather than appoint Grem or Stroll despite their qualifications. Oh, okay, a little insight that it was expecting that you may infer, but is just specifically telling you here. Okay. Hythlodius V. The kingdom of Uchronia's former king. Prior to his assassination by Luis, he arranged for his death to trigger the royal magic, which prompted a competition for the throne's succession, which every member of the kingdom was eligible, thus ushering in a time of unprecedented turmoil and uncertainty. Also, what's interesting is initially, obviously the only people who are going to be up for being the next king are the people who were at the cathedral, right? Because they're the only they're already in the capital, they're the only people with an obvious major claim and immediate support. But with this being out there and it giving you time in order to gain support, this definitely implies that there could be others who might come up at some point and be like, actually, I think I can convince enough people that I'm the right person for the job. Be interesting to see how they handle it. His early reign was marked by substantial efforts to uphold his high-minded ideals, but his authority gradually diminished over the years. After the prince was attacked and presumed dead, he became an empty husk of his former self and stopped participating in politics. That he would prepare an elaborate bizarre magic spell in secret, completely defying his style of reign until then, came as a complete shock to his subjects, further adding to the disarray. Okay. That also is interesting. It could imply that there's something else going on and it wasn't entirely the former king, but I don't know. The other thing that's interesting is that he had high-minded ideals, which would seem like it could be something that Luis maybe agreed with at some point as well, depending on what those ideals were. Be interesting to know what his actual, what he stood for. Necromancer. The character who's the most odd in this game up until this point. He appeared out of nowhere, right after a tragic scene, or randomly being attacked with skeletons. It seems like he's a little bit of an outlier, but maybe at some point they're going to drag him a little bit more into this. A man clad in black who appears to be one of Luis's closest aides. Certain physical characteristics suggest he's a half-blood, such as his singular Clemmer horn and the eye on his forehead that doesn't open. It's said that he's powerful enough to single-handedly defeat a wave of oncoming soldiers, but what's more terrifying is his ability to magically manipulate the deceased remains into undead soldiers. So the eye on the forehead is interesting. We haven't met a tribe that has an eye on the forehead, but you have to assume that there is one, if he's a half-breed and he has one. Okay. Maybe they're not very common in the capital? Because we haven't seen all of the tribes yet, I don't think. Using manipulation magic on people's remains is considered a highly monstrous act, and mages who engage in it, often called necromancers, lose all social standing. To wit, the upper echelons of Grand Trad society were aghast that Luis would leave such a madman unsupervised at all, much less at the royal funeral for the late king. It's also kinda odd that he announced his plan to everybody, but anyway. Slave classes. Oh, okay. A class of people considered so low across the kingdom that no one could be born into it. Rather, it was restriction on citizenship, posed as a form of punishment for crimes. The criminal has become the legal property of another for a fixed sentence, and during this period, any actions that lead to a slave's death, participation in additional crimes, or even self-harm, will result in the owner being charged. Interesting, I don't know when we got that memorandum. I don't remember that being something that came up, but okay. So yeah, we only have 5 tribes. So we have Elda, Tlemer, Rusant, Harapis, and Rogue. There are 9 tribes, including Elda, and they're usually the 8 tribes we were told. So we found 4 of them. We know that Ishkia is one, because that is the bird people, but that still leaves us like another 3 tribes that are unaccounted for. The calendar. The Kingdom of Uchronia uses a 5-day week in its calendar. Flames Day, Water's Day, Arbor's Day, Metal's Day, and finally Idol's Day. There are 365 days in a year and 12 months. Well, that's convenient. Each month has 6 weeks, except December, which has 7. The last of which is called Idol's Week and is treated as a week of rest. The name of the calendar days are based on the creation myths of Sanctism, and thus Idol's Day is intended for rest and prayer. Likewise, the entire kingdom spends Idol's Week in preparation for a prosperous new year. This said, towns and villages in areas where Sanctism has less influence often have their own customs and names. Okay. Royal Flower. A white flower associated with the Uchronian royal family, also depicted as the national coat on the national coat of arms. Though beloved by Uchronians for generations, as a sign of respect to the royal family, it is now customary to refrain from using the flower in familial celebrations. Until some decades ago, colonies of the flowers could be seen around Grand Trad, have since been lost because of the rapid expansion of the Tradia Desert. It's said that few natural colonies exist in present day. So the desert is expanding. Interesting. Okay, Knight. A mark of great esteem granted by the Kingdom of Uchronia in recognition of one's martial merit, humanitarian efforts, scholastic achievement, or other noteworthy accomplishments. Those who have been knighted vow to uphold their powers in chivalric spirit, and today many knights also vow to defend the Sanctism faith, viewing it as an intrinsic part of their noble duty after it was instated as the state religion. Knights are respected in society and enjoy various privileges to match their high status. However, if any knights conduct themselves in a manner contrary to chivalric values, they are deemed as disloyal to the king and thus heavily condemned. Knights turned criminal are commonly called fallen knights and lose all social credibility. Knights may be armed but are not necessarily members of the army. For example, royal knights serve the royal palace directly under the king. They may participate in the army under the king's command, but they are not subject to the whims of the military. Okay. Right. Now on to the major stuff that we're about to get to. Royal Scepter Chamber. A room in which the Royal Scepter is kept, located on the upper floors of the Regolith Grand Cathedral. The chamber exists to safeguard the Royal Scepter against theft in the event that it cannot be in the king's possession for a period of time, as in the case of prolonged illness or death. So because he was ill before this, it would have been kept away, and then when he died, obviously it still would have been kept away. The doors are sealed with a powerful binding spell, making it extremely difficult to open unless a specific process is accurately followed. Mausoleum. An underground mausoleum that existed before the Grand Cathedral was built. The cathedral was connected to it for the convenience of the Sanctists, and there is a passageway through the basement. Few locals know of this path, as most prefer the main entrance than to walk among the dead. Day of the Hero. The annual holiday on October 27th of the Uchronian calendar. We still calling it October? Just want to point out that we have different names for everything else. This is still October. I mean, I guess that's convenient for us, but it's interesting. Of the Uchronian calendar, celebrating the 3 kingdoms of Uchronia, Oceania and Montario as one united kingdom, as remains to this day. More precisely, it celebrates the day that the first king of the United Kingdoms was coronated. The titular hero refers to the then king of Uchronia, who put an end to the Annex War. The former king Hythlodius V may have chosen this day to mark the end of the struggle for the throne because of its historical significance. Momentous day marking a kingdom's rebirth. Okay, so this is the end of the struggle of the throne, so it's going to be October 27th. Okay, I don't know what day it is right now. What day is it right now? Let's have a little look at the calendar.
What now?
We have a calendar, right? Yep. Interestingly, these are just marked as month 7, month 8. But in our one, it was like, it's October. Okay, October 27th is this one. Wait, so what day is it today? Today's the 6th. So in 4 months, it's going to activate. That doesn't seem like we have enough time. That isn't like to have the game. It doesn't seem like there's enough space to put the game in here. Maybe there's something else that's going to happen after that point. We'll see. Maybe this is only the start. Like, this is the first half, and then the real game starts then. Who knows? Anyway, back to the memorandum. Day of Calamity. Ominous words uttered in parting by the necromancer. He is attempting to alter Grand Trad somehow with magic. But what precisely that might entail, it remains to be seen. Whatever the truth behind his scheme, he must be stopped at all costs before the chosen day arrives. Okay. And we have now read all the lore. Hello. Grius, to think he's gone. I only wish I could have thanked him. We owe him for leading us to a real night. Hello. I confess I was relieved to see His Highness, though he's certainly grown since I knew him. Tonight, we shall all have our due rest and prepare for tomorrow. To finish Alcestis' fight is a grand undertaking, and we cannot fail him. Can I leave?
I'm tired.
Nope. Okay. Well, we don't have a ton of places to go then. Maria's room? Nope. Okay. Can I go to Academia? Don't think I can, actually. Yeah, no, I think I would need to find more to go to Academia. So, what does follower do again? Oh yeah, let's just see some new info on these guys. So, the group is powerless to help Maria, who is stricken by her father's death. Gallica becomes painfully aware of her inadequacy as a guide, but resolves to face it head on. So it's Fairy Hidden Village Fruit Blend. So she's a fairy from the Hidden Village, and she likes Fruit Blend or can make it. Okay, Stroll. Having discovered Luis's hand in the tragedy of his hometown, he awakens to his archetype and vows to fight alongside Grem. Yes, we already know this. He's got red grass roasted Bidu. And then we have Hulkenberg. Bussant from Hulkenmont region and Sublime Spoonful. Okay. It's a final farewell to Grius. Taking up his mission, she vows to fight with all her might until the prince is saved. Cool. Also, wait a second. I can press this to go to them. I don't feel anything right now. Oh. I don't know what that does. Okay, do we have anyone else in this? Yes, we have Maria. Hello, Maria. Maria reads with Graham. Though lonely, she doesn't want to get in the way of her father's work, a wish reflecting her kind heart. The death of her father leaves her grieving, her spirit sapped by depression. So she's Ishkia and Rogue. She's from Unknown, and she likes benevolent bread or can make it. Okay. And then we have more. Clamar, Unknown, research takes priority is over food, I guess? So that must be favorite food. Moore gives Graham the task of cultivating the healer in order to study the various archetypes that be made available from Graham's allies awakening to their powers. Okay. So we have been given the task of the healer. Oh, so yeah, somebody asked what happens when you press Y. It's a hint. So if I do this,
Let's rest.
before this morning period ends, we just have to put a stop to him. For tonight, let's just make sure we rest up, okay? It's just to remind you what happens in the game. It's to be like, hey, oh, I've just loaded the game. What am I meant to be doing? Let's speak to Gallica and see, right? That's what that's for. Anyway,
What now?
I want to use healer. I want to figure out how we can use healer. So, let's switch over to healer and see how this goes. So our magic is going to drop immediately. In fact, everything's going to drop immediately, apart from strength, which goes back to neutral. Make us weak to, I think that's weak to strike and dark. Okay. Yeah, it also uses the mace, which is just objectively weaker. Okay. Does have increased defense,
The power
though.
of healing.
So we're going to switch to healing. Breeze Igniter is worth it to be able to use that. Guard Talisman is interesting. Iron Gauntlets we don't need. We could maybe go for something else here. guess agility makes the most sense for us here. Agility or an endurance thing. Probably traveler. Well, maybe the endurance stuff up here. Maybe the miner's boot. Oh, he already has them. Yeah, traveler's shoes then. Surcoat gives 2 magic, which is fine. Then this is our only mace. Okay. So that's what we'd have to go as. The problem is, now we have Stroll, who's a warrior with a powerful weapon. I didn't mean to do that, but that's interesting. So, he's a warrior with a powerful weapon. Archetype details, that's what I was looking for. So he has Diagonal Slash, which is a slash attack. Okay. We have a look at Hulkenberg. She has Knight's Protection, or Proclamation. I keep calling it Protection, but it's Proclamation and Noble Resolve. So she only has her base attack, and her base attack is Pierce. Okay, so at least that's a different one. That's okay. In which case, that's fine. Yeah, as long as she has something different than Stroll, that's absolutely fine. Now, we could actually give him something better here if we wanted to. We could give him the chainmail suit, although that's what Hulkenberg's using. Yeah, so could give you the captain's uniform, but Grand Jacket's probably better. Miner's boots. Could upgrade you to the Iron Gauntlets, I guess, for extra strength. And Guard Talisman. Yeah, so does that mean we can now use the Miner's Boots to give us agility, endurance? Hulkenberg, chainmail suit is fine. Gives you 1 endurance and a bit of defense. And then this Guard Talisman is on it's currently on Stroll. I'm gonna give the Guard Talisman to you instead, because that will give you more endurance and you're gonna tank. Okay. So he's basically going to do heavy physical damage. She's going to tank. And then we are going to chuck in, like, healing and maybe some magic. A little bit of wind magic, probably. We do have Hammer, I suppose. Hammer is light magic. So we're not completely out there in terms of magic. We just have less options than we had. Hammer's probably good against skeletons as well. I would expect that's the reason they gave you it. Okay, cool. I think that's going to work for us. Are we happy to go? I think we're happy. I'm going to do a save in a new slot, and then we're going to be ready to go. Yep. Perfect. Bed. The bed seems rather stiff, but I can still rest in it. Maybe it's time to call it a night? Let's go. Late night. Academia. Okay.
Really? What exactly do you have against sleep?
Apparently, we've been invited to Academia.
I saw it all unfold. An ally became a friend, and he awakened to your power. But his path was cut short. It is all too easy to forget the fragility of life, until the tragedy of its loss. Yet, I feel his efforts were not in vain. He never turned from his fears and worries, unflinching to the last. Just as the lives of old heroes are passed down through their tales, so too will his heart. You have inherited the story of an unsung revolutionary and all its power.
The mag used by Grius has been inherited and returned to Graham's soul. Well, that's nice. So if you used mag on him, you still get it back. Okay.
Yet be warned, such power rarely awakens without trials. Even should you overcome them, your virtues will be tested time and time again. You must carry on, honing your archetypes and heart with painful sincerity. That is the first step towards changing the world. I have faith in you.
Heroes Incense 1. Archetype experience items. You may come across items that grow your archetypes in various places, such as Heroes Incense you receive from Boar. Use them from the items menu. They grant experience directly to an archetype without having to battle.
Forgive me. There's one more important thing. You can visit as long as you have the calm and time to open a book. But when threats lurk nearby, we may not always have the luxury of attention undivided. And danger is an inconvenience so often encountered, of course. As such, A smart-looking fellow, isn't he? There's a special magic igniter embedded in his collar, too. Much as I'd like to join you in person, I cannot. I can, however, send his consciousness in my place. If you see him in places of battle, do stop to pet him, won't you? You'll find him a most helpful companion. If you would survive the trials to come, think not only of the powers you know, but how they might be combined. Now, until we meet again.
So you can combine Arctic.
What?
Okay, that was unexpected switch to him. So you can combine archetypes, I think is what he's suggesting, which is kind of been introduced, but you could definitely see that that's the next step forward. Okay. Something's amiss. Is the spell broken? Has the crystal underground been shattered? No, surely not this quickly. The soldiers couldn't possibly.
No matter.
No matter. Trivial, all of it. More importantly. A rather complicated sealing spell. I see its workings. Breaking it will only be a matter of time. So close to the Hall of the Royal Scepter. The plan is near its fruition, and the calamity draws ever closer. Cool. Okay.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Sorry.
I apologize that we've commandeered your home.
Think nothing of it.
Think nothing of it. This is my fight too. You're going after that man in the cathedral, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Surely before the day of calamity, but that he's warned about. I don't know what he's plotting, but I want nothing more than to foil it. We can't let a tragedy that would rob the country of its future come to pass, not only for the prince, but for Greece as well.
I'd say...
One last matter. I am yet unused to this strange power. Once we take the field again, I would look to another for orders. Graham, you seem the best suited to the task. That is the role you've been serving thus far, yes?
It'll be all right.
No objections here. He's certainly got more out of... He's gotten me out of plenty of nasty situations.
All good.
I agree. You up for that, Graham? Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, got it. May you lead us to victory.
True.
I suppose that would make you our captain. A fitting title for a company's tactical authority, no?
For real.
I guess, but it sounds so formal. I don't know if I could get used to calling them that.
Now then.
As for when we return to the cathedral, yours is the final say. But we'd be better served by prudence than haste.
Yeah.
Right, let's make sure we're ready for this. Gallica, when it's time to go, you give us the word.
Got it.
Yeah, got it. Stay calm, everyone. You can do this. Okay. So,
Let's focus.
Necromancer takedown as a rank 2. Luis's Necromancer subordinate must be stopped. I need to discover Luis's whereabouts as well. Who knows what could happen on the day of the prophesized calamity. Okay. Mission periods. A mission with a deadline has begun. Meet your allies at the catacombs entrance to challenge the Grand Cathedral. Failure to complete your mission by the deadline will result in a game over. You must defeat the Necromancer before the day of calamity. Progressing time. On a given day, you have time to do one thing in a day and another at night. Dungeons can only be visited during the day, and you'll need to rest that night. If you spend time in the town during the day, the night is yours. On the local map, there are icons indicating where you can hone your royal virtues, people who have requests, and where your followers are. Raising your royal virtues and strengthening your bonds with your followers is key to obtaining new archetypes. Use your free time wisely and strive to be the best version of yourself. If an action will consume time, the choice will be marked with a clock symbol. Keep this in mind so you can plan your activities accordingly.
Hey there.
Hey, you got a sec? I was thinking, isn't Grand Trad just huge? All this running from end to end must be so tiring. So I was thinking, you've got His Highness's sword, right? Maybe you can do something cool with it. Rhea said the sword was forged with magla. with a little magic, I think I can make it flow.
Shot.
That's what the prince used to do, remember? So let's give it a try. Picture levitating and see if you can stand on it. Blade riding. While in safe areas like cities, press B to hop on your blade and quickly ride through the area. You can increase your speed by holding right trigger.
We should go.
The first thing we need to do is head to the Grand Cathedral.
What's happened?
Okay. Whoa, that's cool. And then very fast. Alright. Neat. Hello. The Starry Man, do you have a quest for... Also, hello. I know worrying about it won't solve anything, but I can't stop thinking about Grius. Every time I see Maria's room or Fabienne's face, I just can't shake the guilt. You can't blame yourself.
Yeah.
You're right. There's much and more to do before we can feel sorry for ourselves. We were only beside him a short time, but we risked our lives together. What we learned was invaluable. Knowing that risk, he still became our ally, still took us under his wing. Perhaps I saw something of my late father in him. He was a man who put family first and country a close second, though they looked nothing alike.
Got it.
Still, I mustn't dwell on it. Grius would want us to focus on what's ahead, and he would be right.
What's happened?
Okay. Interesting. Hello.
Can't see a single good option here.
Oh, what should I do? I cannot buy the medicine that my sick daughter needs. Oh, I guess Mustari just wear that box on her head, because we saw another one, the merchant, before. Interesting. Anyway, medicine? Is that expensive? Yes, it is, or to put it more accurately, it costs more than what a Mustari in this city is capable of earning. My daughter won't be long for this world if I can't get my hands on this medicine. My heart aches to see her so racked by cough. What if I buy it?
Yeah.
Our mission is still top priority, but it shouldn't take up too much of our time to squeeze in a quick shopping trip and help them out.
You there?
What? Don't be ridiculous. We Mustari are treated poorly, but the people here hate the Elder even more. I've heard that all Elder are anathema to the Sanctus. The medicine can be purchased at a church, but I doubt they do business with you. What medicine is it? Well, it's a respiratory medicine called the Breath of Fresh Air. They sell it at St. Firmus Church.
I hope it's not too much trouble.
I'm hesitant to get my hopes up, but should you somehow obtain it, please bring it to me.
If so...
St. Firmus Church should be on Solumio Street. Think they'll sell us the medicine?
Let's give it a shot.
I don't think so, because didn't we have to raise our need to raise something to get that? It increases tolerance, apparently. Take on requests. The rewards for solving people's requests are not limited to just money or items. You could even unlock a new archetype. The harder the request, the greater the rewards you can expect. You may be requested to slay certain monsters outside the city, for example. Okay. You can review requests you've already taken in the quest section of the main menu. Enemy difficulty is noted there, so you don't have to tackle quests blindly. Requests with deadlines. Some requests have time limits. If you fail to complete a request in a designated time, it will be marked as expired. You can no longer require rewards for requests past the deadline, so keep an eye on your time. You can review deadlines in the quest section of the main menu.
What's happened?
And a new memorandum. Alright, let's do requests first. Travelers' voices and requests. You can see other travelers' party formation details from the time they cleared the quest while viewing requests. View details about requests using that button to see more information about the battles that occur. Oh, okay. So for the Pagan's Dilemma, for instance, we could go into it and then we could say like, hey, give me the... It's not doing it for that one, actually. How about this one? This one? This one? How about this one? Okay, so you can't do it for all quests, just ones that actually have a thing. So if we did this... Traveler's Voices Town. Through Traveler's Voices, you can see how other players spent their time. It might serve as a good reference if you're curious. So we can see that most people were like level 16, a few levels lower. Okay, so anywhere from like 14 to 21 is roughly where people were with this one. Okay. And a bunch of them are on hard as well. Okay, cool. Anyway, that's fine. And then we have this one as well. That's fine. Cool. Memorandum? Ustari tribe. Okay. So we have tribe number 6. A tribe recognizable by a third eye, so we can assume the necromancer is part Mustari, part Tlemur. They don masks and wear culturally significant attire, which many among the other tribes find unsettling. Though their population isn't necessarily low in number, the Mustari are hard to come by as most live in the Virga Island archipelago. They believe in a unique faith. They are often targets of persecution. As they believe in a unique faith, they are often targets of persecution outside of the island, denounced as pagans. The eye on their foreheads is often called their third eye, capable of perceiving magla, which is invisible to the naked eyes of most tribes. However, how clearly they can see magla depends on the individual. For some it is vague, while others can see it more clearly than fairies, perceiving even the magla's quality and density. Okay. It's interesting that the Mustari, who believe in a different religion, have not been condemned, but the Elder race, where are we? They're for inheriting a dangerous magic heretical to the teachings of the church were condemned. So that's interesting that Mustari were not condemned despite the fact that they don't even worship the church. So it makes you wonder what this inherited magic is and how dangerous it is. Okay.
What happened?
Nobody back there. Knowledgeable man. Okay. Hello.
Whatever.
Oi, elder lad, going somewhere. Up to you, of course, but I wouldn't go anywhere near the Grand Cathedral if I were you. Rumor has it that Luis, you know the bloke, has sent his private army to occupy it. Unless you fancy losing your life, I wouldn't get tangled up with that lot. Okay. Hello. I apologize for making you shoulder the burden of captaincy, but if you have the strength the title demands, I trust you wield it well.
So?
We cannot leave the Grand Cathedral in its current state. Shall we be off to it then, Grem? I have things to do. I see. Do not tarry over long then. Okay, so what day do we have to go in there? Do we have to go in there today? So prevent the day of calamity is today. Oh. Preventing the day of calamity is the 21st as well. As the 22nd is the day of calamity. Okay, so I think it's saying that we can prevent the day of calamity if we want to today. But we have until the 21st. Okay, hello.
Hey!
If I may ask you just one thing, are you all going to the Grand Cathedral?
Why?
Hey, who told you that? Calm yourself, there's no need to be so wary. I won't say a word about it to anyone else. On the contrary, I'd like to help you. I've got intel on the monsters within the Grand Cathedral. And you could always use more information, couldn't you?
What?
Information? I was like some call an informant. I sell information, so how about it? Any interest in paying for knowledge? Informants. Buying intel gives you more than just what you've heard from the informant. It has various effects, such as unlocking information about enemies in battle using Analyze. Informants can be found skulking in taverns across Uchronia. Consider seeking them out, especially if you want hints about what to do next. You view information you purchased in the item section of the main menu via the information panel. Let's listen.
What?
As for my sources, well, that's privileged information I can't tell you. But rest assured they're highly reliable. What does it cost? 150. Well, let's see what it's like. I mean, if we don't like it, if we think it ruins the game, we just won't buy it again.
Hey!
If you're set on going into the Grand Cathedral, be wary, for that place is a veritable den of monsters now. I must assume this is the work of that man, that necromancer. Ugh, just the thought of bones and corpses moving on their own sends a chill down my spine. Further, weak to light magic. In addition, the skeletal ones are weak to physical blows. Let your fists fly and smack them around a bit. Oh, they're weak to physical blows? I think I avoided hitting them with any physical blows pretty much in the previous section. Because I was like, nah, they won't be weak to physical. Alright, well, cool. I've also heard about a moving stone statue.
Between us.
Couldn't tell you why, but there are statues in there that come to life. They're apparently immune to sword attacks, so be careful. I've heard they're weak to wind magic, so if you're heading over there, keep light, wind, and weapons in your arsenal. Well, I have all three. That's all I know. I know little of your motives, but regardless, I hope that you succeed. That man needs to be stopped to end this madness at the cathedral. See if the scrap of paper inscribed with the information I just heard, I can put it away so I can check it later. That's kind of interesting.
You're right.
Says that information could be useful to us, but the Honeybee Inn, a shady looking guy, him as a regular there? Okay. cool. Let's have a little look at that item as well to see how it presents itself. Also, we have Heroic Incense. We're going to use that on ourselves, on the healer. We want the XP, and it's not that much, so might as well take it. Oh, we also got Grios' Memento. Keepsake dagger that once belonged to Grios. It bears a magnificent design, yet the broken blade speaks to the profound regret of its late owner. Okay. Life Rot Gargoyles are strong against physical attack and weak to magic attacks. Walking Dead are weak to light. Okay. That's kind of cool. It takes away some of the guesswork, but okay. It didn't cost very much this time. I assume it will cost more later, and then it'll be an actual choice, opposed to just being a thing you do. I'm trying to figure out this sign. Don't throw away your apples on the ground, like put them in a bin or something. Also, I assume that the paintbrush one is don't throw paint. No idea, like a wine evening. No wagons allowed in the city, we know that one. Okay. Well, we'll wander along here. What's this to the left? Who are you?
You've been a lifesaver.
Oh,
Greetings, elder boy. We don't see many of your tribe in the royal capital, though we're similar in that way. You heard of the Mustari tribe? We too are rarely seen in Grand Trad. Mustari tribe?
I see.
Of course, no, it's understandable. We rarely make ourselves known to the public, after all. So then, any interest in our history? Why we live our lives secluded and oppressed? I'll share if you'd like to know. Mustari history. Learning more about them may help us better support those in need, right? Understanding different cultures and points of view might improve my tolerance. That's going to take some time, so if you had other plans today, let's come back another time. So what do you want to do? Alright, not
Fair
today.
enough.
No, not right now.
You've been a lifesaver.
Okay, we might come back though. So we have this magic shop over here that was shut previously. Oh, hello.
What's it now?
You, what business do you have at the magic shop? It's closed during the day anyway. Besides, this place's days might be numbered. Forget Lycanon. If the Niter Consortium zeroes in on you, it's the gallows for sure. I know the proprietor actually used to be an army doctor back in the day. Doing everything I can to get them to look the other way. Place is too good to be busted. Okay. So it's only open at night, presumably, because if it was open during the day, somebody's going to come along and shut it down, from what we heard. Hello.
Oi there.
Razonti man dropped his mag pouch around here, and well, a damn fool, so I want to cash it immediately, but it ain't raining today. The worse the weather, the better the conversion rate, so when the sun comes out, you'll be getting less. Mag sells for more money the worse the weather is? That's weird. Could go to Academia. We'll come back to that though. Hello.
How much you need?
What are you staring at? Got no executions planned for the time being? Or would you envy my job? Sorry, I've got no plans on stepping down.
You're not getting off the hook for that.
I'm gonna say something and it's gonna sound crazy. I thought he had a really large backside, but it's a tail. That makes so much more sense. I was very distracted. Hello. Ugh, can you believe this freak? He's not moved from that corpse for ages, even as the stink gets worse and worse. He never says a word, no matter what I ask him. If you ask me, mindfog folks like him might be creepier than the cadavers. Okay.
You're not getting
Well, we'll head along here. Hey, did you hear that? That sounded like a cry of pain. Somewhere nearby. Around the corner? Hello. Hey, you there. Do you have any medicinal herbs? My stomach is killing me. He's in pretty rough shape. Medicinal herb would go a long way, and you have 12 on hand. Want to give him one? Alright.
Thank you. You saved me.
It's feeling a bit better. You're a kind one. People normally pay no mind to Peripus like me. But you really helped me. Here, take this as thanks. Hero's incense. That was nice of you to make that man so happy. I hope he gets better. Okay.
What now?
Where are we? Yep. Do this on the healer. Rank 2. Okay.
I'm just...
Clemar beggars. See more and more of them these days. I heard they drifted in from some village that was attacked by monsters a while ago. Yes. Halita no. Hala, was it? Some name like that. Regardless, they're a disgrace to the Clamar name. Ah, okay, so some of them coming in from Stroll's village. Oh, you're an Elda. Elda. Go away. If even kids are doing this, the adults are setting a terrible example. Ooh. So, you're the mag broker, okay.
Stop!
Oi, you! You were giving me a nasty look just now. What's the idea then? I wasn't looking, not at all. Shut up. Put your eyes on me. Give me an honest answer right now or else. Okay. Hello?
I'm in it.
Oh, that sword in your hip there's quite the beaut. You're mercenary too. Being sent out to Grand Cathedral or something. Not being sent out, but... Hang on there, I was just kidding when I asked. You're serious? The state army's desperate if they're resorting to the help of an elder.
Then.
In that case, let me give you a word of advice. I know some soldiers who made it out of the Grand Cathedral alive. A great many were afflicted with malady and poison. If you're really going in there, make sure you prepare yourself at the church or the general store. Okay. Again, a suggestion to go to the church. Hello, what are you? Activist woman? I guess this could improve our something. That could improve our eloquence.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, you're of the Elder tribe, yes? Have you had any negative experiences while here in town? Why'd you ask? Because many people in this town use tribal differences as an excuse to do the most outrageous things. I'm part of a group working to help people whose tribal origins make them a target for harassment. We exist in cities other than Grand Trad as well. Right now we're collecting funds for our cause. This cause doesn't seem to interest most people, so we haven't been able to raise much money. It truly pains me to ask this of an elder like yourself, but if you could find it in your heart to support our cause, there's 250 reeve or so. That alone could save one person from dire circumstances. Okay. Thank you, I swear I'll use your donation the best I can.
Appreciate it.
I don't believe it. You really donated. Are you interested in our activities? If you don't mind, could I discuss this more with you? There aren't many who support this cause. I know I'm doing the right thing, but the reality is so discouraging.
It's gonna be tough.
Looks like she's serious about helping where she can, but she seems kind of down. Maybe we should cheer her up. Eloquence. What do you think? Should we try and encourage her? Not right now. Oh, I see. Sorry for getting all fired up about it. I'll still be making the rounds here in the future, so if you don't mind, let's talk again sometime.
What can I do?
Okay. Now, it was suggested that I missed something else. Hello, cat. Something else in this shop. So let's have a look in here.
Come to think of it,
Oh, that reminds me. I think we had something that needs appraising. Want to have the shop take a look at it? You know what to get a specialist to get your weapons, armor, and igniters appraised. Just ask any shop attendant. They should be able to handle it. Unidentified weapon, armors, or magic igniters you attain can be appraised at a shop. Once identified, they can be equipped to use.
okay?
And used. Okay, so there was a glowing thing back here. Somebody said there was a glowing thing in here. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to attack, but yeah, we have no way to get to this glowing thing. Is this what you were talking about? Okay. Pile of medicinal herbs, a rather pungent smell is coming from it. This bag of spices gives off a suspicious glow. Alright, stick our hand into it. Obtain the gold beetle. Alright. Hello.
Yeah?
Medicine here is more expensive than next door, but does it really work any better? Maybe I should buy both and compare. I'll be furious if there's no difference. Okay, so what is a golden beetle? A small bug that glows with golden magla. No one would buy it, but there's apparently someone out there who's into them. Oh, okay.
And what is it you want?
Right, I want to appraise Muddle Blade. For 50? Sure. Iron Sword. Mass-produced sword made of grand iron. For the Seeker. Oh, cool. Well, that's all we needed there. Awesome.
What can I do?
Let's head up this way. Oh, hello.
What are you playing at?
Hang on a minute, you.
An elder, huh? What business have you at the Grand Cathedral? Have you a fairy escort? What noble family have you absconded from? We're just passing by. We aren't anyone's servants or captives. Can you just stop trying to pick a fight with us? Got my eye on you. Try any funny business and I'll show no mercy.
What are you playing at?
Okay, I'm not going to go that way because I don't want to go near the Grand Cathedral. But anyway, hello.
Say there.
Did you see the corpses down the stairs there? They're everywhere. How can we call such a filthy city our home? No matter how many are cleaned up, more die or take their place. Keeping Sunshade Row in order is hopeless. I suppose that with the nonsense at the Grand Cathedral, this is the last thing on the Watcher's mind. But the odor, the filth, it's revolting.
What can I do?
Okay,
Oh, come on,
cool. Let's head this way and speed up. Oh, hello. Hello. You there, you should be careful. There've been reports of a Nydia swindler around here. Is Nydia the one of the races? Wait, you're an elder. Damn it. What's going on? Okay, another new race. There's a swindler of that race around, apparently. Okay, well, let's head up this way. Do a little bit more exploring of Grand Trad. Hello.
What on earth are you doing?
Oh.
Oh, Manelda. Sorry, but would you mind keeping distance from... No way. Perhaps you are the elder who's been frequenting the Hushed Honeybee Inn of late? Your business there?
Grand, innit?
Oh, so you'd not deny it. Oh, I'm jealous. You see, I work in a very high-end hotel as an apprentice cook. So far, all I've been entrusted with are chores. My dream is to become a 5-star chef. To that end, I've been researching the various cuisines of the city, and the Hushed Honeybee Inn has caught my nose, if you will. I made the mistake of telling my superiors I wanted to go, but they stopped me cold. I learned to cook from a parapus. It will damage our kitchen's reputation, they said.
What am I to do?
They told me that even if I even get caught setting foot in Sunshade Row, I'll be fired on the spot. I'm an idiot, and he doesn't even trust me. It's the same tired prejudices. Nydia are liars and cheats, and so on. So if it's not too much trouble, could I ask for your help with something? I'd like you to go help out with the cooking at the Hushed Honeybee and report back to me about what it was like. The only catch is my employer has some high priority guests coming soon, so possible I'd like you to get back to me by June the 19th.
Please, if there's anything you can do.
I'd like to learn about their ingredients, and what the kitchen's like, and of course, the taste of the food. Naturally, I'll make it worth your while. How's that sound? Alright.
Thank you much.
Oh, thank you so much. You're truly kind agreeing to help out a stranger you've only just met. I'll finally know what makes that kitchen tick.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Apparently the honeybee is always busy at night, so I assume that means we can do this at night.
Come on.
Just like that, you're agreeing to help this guy? I suppose Fabienne has helped us a lot, so it wouldn't hurt to pay her back by helping in the kitchen. Wyford, the Hushed Honeybee Inn is really busy at night, so when the sun sets, let's ask Fabienne what we can do to help.
What on earth are you doing?
Okay. Being anything new there? Nope, still don't know what these guys are like, but I'm guessing their thing is the blue eyes?
What on earth are you doing?
Okay. Interesting. Who keeps saying what on earth are you doing? Might be that guy, but anyway. Hello.
Mother.
Come now, Mother. Despite how far we've come, you've much farther to go yet. But, Kulos, will you be alright if something were to happen to you? I need only make some small business transactions while I'm here. Worry not, I'll leave Grand Trad as soon as I'm finished. That said, I'm due in Martira soon. Do you know of it? The people there eat bugs. A dull, gloomy place, if I'm honest. Once my business is through, I'll pop by the village. Oh, and I'll bring you a souvenir from Real Haven. Ergo, 'tis but a brief goodbye. You stay safe, Mother, and count the days until we meet again, for they shall be short.
Fool. Humans.
Oh my, did you see that enormous corpse? Those creatures really are out of the wasteland. Luis is absolutely balmy. How could he bring an abomination like that to the Grand Cathedral? I simply can't believe it. What a shock to my poor nerves.
Fool.
Okay. Head over here. Hello.
How it's gonna be.
Listen up, people. We've made it Grand Trad. Got a bit of unfortunate news for you, though. There's been a monster outbreak at the Grand Cathedral, not unlike what happened in your hometown. What? I thought we'd finally escape the attack on our village by coming here.
How it's gonna be, is it?
Hello.
Oh.
Hey, you know about those ruins out west called Gallica Corridor? Apparently there's a monster they call Guptoros there. Even passing by is a risk, they say. Still, I've got cargo and people to transport. Being a coachman's not easy work, I tell you. Anyway, that's what I heard. from a colleague of mine.
Come on.
Can we, Oh, I can do something else that somebody asked, whether we, what would happen.
What's happened?
If you stand in front of one of these, they stop. They are corporeal. You don't just phase through. Okay, cool.
Come off it.
Hello. I recommend entering and exiting Grand Trad through Tradia Gate right here. Royal funerals draw on a lot of visitors. We can't be sure any misfits didn't slip through the cracks. I know it's a hassle, but using this gate is for your own safety as well as the city's.
Come off it.
I'm gonna do a save here, and I'm just gonna test something. Can we leave?
Wait,
Wait a sec, that gate will take us out the city. Want to go to the desert?
come on.
You got business out there risking your life for? No, you don't. We need to get to the Grand Cathedral now. Okay, so not right now, but maybe later. Also, yes, you can cause a massive roadblock if you keep standing in the way.
What to do?
Another week and unload of bodies. Tells you how bad things have gotten in the Tradia Desert, I suppose. Still, sending green recruits with no real world experience to handle it is just feeding more meat into the grinder. If only we had skilled mercenaries. Ah, so maybe we can become a skilled mercenary goes out? I understand. Wait, are you still... No, we've already done you. That's fine. We got an airship. Okay.
What's happened?
Eh?
Or an air run... I guess it's not an air runner because it's got feet. Never mind. It's just a runner. Doesn't this gauntlet runner seem rather small? The one I saw at the royal funeral was much larger. If you're gonna buy a runner, make sure you get one that's as big as that one.
Oh.
That was Louise's gauntlet runner, and I'm not sure we could even afford this one as is. Okay. No, you're not listening. I'm telling you, this is for your own good. That gauntlet runner is rumored to belong to Louise's gang.
That's how it's gonna be, is
Wait,
it?
you're yapping. There's a properly magnificent runner parked here, and I've got to get a good look at it. Bloody hell, they just had to park the thing here. I don't want any additional gawkers coming around here and giving me even more work to do. Okay. So this leads nowhere, as we're already aware. Just want to be sure. Maybe it'll lead somewhere in the future, because I mean it does exist as a path, so that's fine. Okay. Hello.
Oh.
Oh my, is that a fairy I see? Real fairy. Well, I'll be.
Sure, but
Look, I know I'm rare, but do we need to make such a big deal of it? I should explain, my family has something of a history with fairies. As a boy, my parents would even tell me stories about fairies before bed. Would you care for me to tell you one?
I wonder.
So you grew up with fairy tales, no wonder you've got fairies on the mind. My imagination might improve. Nope.
I see.
I'd certainly not force you. Let me know if you ever get curious, though. But so far, we have no reason to raise the royal virtues. We don't know a reason to raise them, so I'm not going to do one of these just out of the blue until we have a reason to do it.
I'm out of ideas.
Okay. The tavern keeper here is a class act. They don't use any Parappa's cooks in their kitchen, even though they'll work for cheap. Yeah, that's good to hear, though I must say having this Elda here blight my vision is somewhat unpleasant. These people are the worst. They're pretty bad. Can I go in the back? No. Hello.
What am I gonna do?
Oh, an Elda, huh? Well, I don't mind you coming in if you're just gonna eat. Sorry, but could I ask that you keep your head down? The Sanctus pilgrims won't hide their contempt for the Elder if they see you. Why do they hate the Elder? Just so we're clear, it's not me who hates your kind, it's my customers. To be honest, I couldn't care less about tribal sensitivities. Once tried to hire a Parappa's
I'm
girl.
out of ideas.
The regulars wouldn't stand for it, something about her being filthy. Though if I could speak freely, I'd say the same thing about most of the Clemar. There's no kind way to say it, but that's simply how things are, within the city and in the country. Take care of your business and be on your way, please, for both our sakes.
What am I gonna do?
Alright. You tell me about the city?
You are.
What's all this then? Not much to tell, really. Grand Trad is the capital of the country. Sun Lumio Street, that's where we are now. That's where you'll find churches, igniter shops. In other words, the city's privileged are concentrated here. Straight ahead is regular Grand Cathedral, the nearby market, which gets quite lively at night. If you head down further, you'll find Sunshade Row, an unpleasant place, and where you'll find the gallows. Best avoid that place, I think. And, well, I think that just about does it. I suppose from a traveller's viewpoint, it's quite the city. Don't know why you'd come to me to ask that, huh? Nobody else would talk to you? Oh, for goodness sake, lad.
What am I gonna do?
What do you think about the Grand Cathedral incident?
You are.
Is there anything to know beyond it's all come a right mess? That's all that the customers chatter about now. Endless whining about how terrified they are of the humans. And I've got to stand here with their tears, when their tears start flowing and nail kicks in. Even after all that's happened, some of them will still support Luis. Boggles the mind, I tell you. Alright then, we'll leave him be. Hello.
What is it?
What do you want, you louse? Who do you think you are, staring at me like that? You want some of this too? Oh, this fine ambrosia be wasted on the lips of some elder child. Your own cheap tricks at Sunshade Row. Okay. I thought this person was glowing, but it was a candle. Anyway.
Oh, what a pity.
I'm quite sorry. You've likely heard the people in this tavern speak ill of others on the basis of their tribe. They give their opinions too freely, especially once there's a few pints in them. Please take this as a token of apology. Do come back again if you'd like. Oh, sweet bun.
I'm out of ideas.
That's nice. We got something for talking to people. I want the numbers on that sweet bun. I want to know how many people got it. Hello. See that corpse at the Grand Cathedral? Never seen one that huge. There you go again. What is it now? A human or something? Regardless, the army will handle whatever it is that you're on about. Heard another proper scary rumor too. Apparently Luis is the only one in the kingdom strong enough to defeat one.
But
Well,
why?
the only one you know of. Okay, have we spoken to you? No, but we spoke to you, so I guess you're next. Hello.
Stop!
An elder and a fairy? What business do you lot have in Grand Trad?
This?
The sensation, I can feel the magla in the area getting thinner. Does this device collect magla? My, the vermin is awfully observant. How loathsome. Listen, what this accumulator does is none of your business, understand? You're looking to exchange magla, go to Sunshade Row. We've got no real business here, leave. I was hoping we could see something if we went into magla mode. We can. Oh, no we can't. That's just... Oh wait, I just realized. Can we see the face? Wow, that's just above everyone all the time now. That's crazy, and it's moving. Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Hello.
Ugh, come off it.
This is the worst. Oh, you're still here, Elda. Everything started to go wrong once you showed up. Facing the sky, the disaster at the cathedral is all just the teachings of Sanctism foretold. Evil, sinful tribe, this is because you've defied the teachings. Get out of Grand Trad at once. Alright. We got even more over here.
You're not getting off the hook for that.
Can't believe it.
Such a dangerous city. Come, let's hurry home. Oh, are we leaving already? I quite like the flying royal palace.
You're not getting off the hook for that.
Okay, view of the royal capital. Won't take a breather. There's a nice view, and it's important to stop and smell the roses, you know. Besides, watching how the people in Grand Trad live might broaden your horizons. Get wisdom. No,
Oh, gee.
I almost said yes to that, but I meant to say no.
Whatever will I do?
Hello. Oh, this won't be enough to cover the cost of tomorrow's meal. If only Halia were given a different fate. Eyes from Halia, I see.
You.
I remember you, Elda. Seems I was right about you not being a local. I've heard the rumors. My sources suggest you and Grius were working together. Huh? How did you know that? I own a magic igniter shop, and I do have some sway with the residents of Sunshade Row. So you needn't worry, I have no intention of turning you in. In exchange for my discretion, though, for the lack of a better word, would you be willing to do a job for me?
What?
What job?
Yes.
A dangerous one, shall we say. I imagine a colleague of Grius would likely have the skill and discretion required, however. Perhaps I better look elsewhere. I didn't realize how young you are on first... I didn't realize how young you were on first glance. I'd prefer to work with someone who already understands how the world works to some degree. Too much risk otherwise. Don't want your death on my conscience. Proving your virtue. With a retort that demonstrates your royal virtues, you can gain the upper hand and win new supporters. Consider the type of ruler you'd like to be and respond well when someone questions your capabilities. This lady owns the igniter shop, right? Might be worth taking the job if it's nothing too crazy. So if I had level 2, I could say at least describe the job, I think. Let's say at least describe the job. That's what I'd like to say, but I don't have the wisdom. My wisdom or informed to be able to judge how I can handle it. I'm not going to be held liable for putting a child in danger. This conversation's over.
Right?
Shame we can't even ask about it. Hey, just a thought here, but she's not really seeing you, is she? Not that she thinks you're a bad guy, but she's absolutely defining you by your tribe and age. If we can get her to see you as an actual person, I feel like she'd tell us more. I bet we'd make an impression if we helped other people around the town. Let's see if there's anything else we can do for the people here. I bet that'll help you get better at setting yourself apart too. I'll gather information for you, so if you're ever unsure about anything, just ask. Don't forget, we still have to do something about the Grand Cathedral too. Got it? So if I use my Y thing here, yeah, it tells us a little bit about what we're doing here. And then I can say, like, tell me about my request.
Really?
And it'll say, and that'll tell us about requests. And then I can check them there. Okay.
That reminds me.
So I can also say, tell me about supporters. There's no one for us to talk to.
Me.
Or town activities.
Right.
Can we see a masked Muscari? Yeah. Okay, so she basically tells you things you can do if you don't know. Although if I use travelers' voices, we can do that at the end and just have a look. We should see what everyone else did. Oh, guess should have stopped you. Lodging a complaint to Brigitte Lycanon was a mad idea, but that's obvious now. Hey, I shouldn't be here. I'm terrified of what will happen if she sees me again. I feel like that soldier across the street keeps looking at me. He's been doing it for a while now. He's a guard for the church, so he's probably of high rank. Did I do something wrong? Okay. Head over here. Oh, you guys are just fussing. Hello.
So foolish.
It was outrageous, as the rumors say. Damn that Luis, to think he'd go so far. It's all because the military was left to someone like him. Luis was nothing but a peasant who gained his titles through adoption.
That's terribly unfair.
You don't even know where he came from. It doesn't matter. Execute him, I say. Okay. Please, my wife is still inside the cathedral. Why hasn't the military been sent in yet? Rescue operations are set to begin as soon as the proper precautions are in place and the most severe danger is abated. Like I've said a million times already, who's going to handle that danger? Why don't you just get some gauntlet runners ready and storm the place? Been told the gauntlet runners have already been dispatched to subdue humans elsewhere. Oh, well, that's convenient, isn't it? Dispatched by who, I wonder?
But why?
Hello.
That's terribly unfair.
Stubborn little stain, what do you think you're doing here? Off with you already, you're a blight on our fair city. So I suppose I'm not surprised your ears don't work properly. When did all these undesirables creep into our streets? He's talking about us as well, you know. Anyway, and then this one.
Think I'll forget this.
That soldier's behaving most suspiciously. He keeps staring at me from across the street. He's supposed to be keeping watch over the igniter shop. What does he hope to accomplish by fixing his gaze upon a fellow guard? I like that story. They both think the other one is staring at them. Alright, praying woman.
Yes, I cannot fathom.
Look, inviting an elder into the church at a time like this. Sanctus should know that even the holy beneficence has its limits. Should I not be here? Obviously not. Your very presence here goes against our doctrine. It's sacrilege. The scriptures tell us the Elder are a dangerous tribe. They are the inheritors of a treacherous magic that undermines the tenets of sanctism. The church offers charity to the people, but the truly devout know the Elder are not people. Leave this place at once and be quick about it.
What?
Hey, I'm more than happy to leave you to your hate if that's what your church teaches. Let's get what we came for and be on our way. Okay. Thanks, I think. Anyway, we've heard you sell a type of medicine called Breath of Fresh Air here. Breath of Fresh Air, you say? We typically only make that particular remedy available to those who have accepted the light of sanctism. Let it be known that we practice generosity. By special exception for an elder, you may demonstrate your sincerity by purchasing it for 500 reeve. For an elder, you're raising the price because of his tribe? Surely you would not expect your vulgar tribe to stand as equals among the blessed. Our teachings forbid it, thus I ask you to demonstrate your sincerity. Bear in mind, to even sell, that is, give them to you is taboo, and appreciate a show of gratitude more than words of protest.
How may I share God's blessing?
Now, how may I assist? I. Breath of fresh air. Cool. Also, we can't purify, right? because we need to get wisdom to be informed. Okay, so we have 2 things that are wisdom blocked here. But we do have the breath of fresh air. Wonderful. I'm going to go back and hand that quest in, assuming it doesn't use time. Although, first of all... Oh, we've already seen those guys. Alright, so that's down this way, right? I like the new slide that we've got. I like the skateboard kind of thing we've got going on. It's cool. Although the camera is having trouble catching up sometimes. Thought I saw somebody there who wanted to speak to us, but I did not. Okay. All the way down here, back to the start, and... Hello.
You there?
My dear fellow, is that the breath of fresh air? Did you get that for me? Of course.
Thank you so
Oh,
very
praise
much.
be. I give you the deepest of thanks. With this, my daughter can be cured. I apologize for having so little faith in you. People have been quite anxious since the incident at the Grand Cathedral, so prices on everything have increased. On top of that, the discrimination against the Mastari and other minor tribes has only worsened. Hardly any shops will serve me. But I digress. Allow me to return the favor.
No.
Hardly seems worthy of praise to do something so simple as purchase medicine. It's wrong that this problem exists within the country in the first place.
You there?
What you did means the world to me. Thank you, truly, for saving my daughter's life. Please, you must take this, a token of my gratitude. Oh?
Mission accomplished.
We got increased tolerance and a rusted art accessory.
Alright.
Nice. So that put 3 points into it and moved it slightly. But we don't know how much we need for the next rank. I guess you need to get it to that line. I guess if it's close, then... Okay, then that will allow you to get it. I hear a voice.
Within thee.
Thy present glow comes from one of the splendid virtues already dwelling within thee.
Brilliant.
This glow serves thee best as kindling to inflame thy followers' trust in thee.
Now then.
Gather the royal virtues and fulfill thy destiny. Improving royal virtues. Your character is measured by 5 royal virtues, each of which can be increased in various ways. Holding the royal virtues, courage, wisdom, tolerance, eloquence, and imagination will help solve for your followers' problems and improve your relationships with them. You might improve your virtues by working, aiding people, or testing your courage. By talking with Gallica for ideas, she knows a lot about the town and can give you more information. An accessory, I'm sorry, but what does it do? It's so rusty I can't tell what it is. I've heard you can get it appraised at a shop. Anywhere will do. I'm afraid I don't know more about it, as none of these places would serve me.
No way.
You're crying out loud, they won't even let you shop. Thank you, though. You should get this looked at, Graham.
I know.
Excuse me, but I must now administer the medicine to my daughter. Thank you again. May our divine relic bless this kind young man. Okay. Got a memorandum? Really? Sanctus Church. Church is built throughout the land for Sanctus believers who come to offer prayer. The St. Firmus Church in Grand Trad, having seen attendance drop sharply after the regular Grand Cathedral was built, opened its doors to non-converts and offers paid purification services for holy items and sullied equipment. Okay, cool. So let's go find a shop that we can get this appraised at. We'll probably visit Academia next time, I would think. Let's go all the way through here, past these guys, up the stairs, and let's go to a different shop, actually. So let's go into this one, just in case there's someone here.
Okay.
There is. Hello.
Oh, you're not getting off
I haven't found a piece of armor that properly fits the contours of my body. What a disgrace. I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling.
What are you pining for?
Right. Appraise? Yup. It is a guard talisman. Oh, cool. And we already know what that is. We already have one. Stroll? I guess you can have your guard talisman back. Cool. Right. Slave here. And actually, just to complete it, there is one place we haven't gone here. So we might as well go through it just to make sure we're complete. Hello. It's a dangerous world out there. Well, it's best to have a weapon or two by your side. To be honest, I prefer an igniter, but those are priced beyond the means of your average commoner. Okay, cool. And with that, we have done absolutely everything except go to the cathedral. So, next time... Oh, actually, before we do that, Traveler's Voices. So, spent time with supporters, nobody. Spent time at question mark, something we can't even do yet, nobody. Spent time in the labyrinth. A bunch of people went to Regolith Grand Cathedral. Some went to the Belega Corridor, which is interesting. I don't know what that is. I assume that's the desert that we could go to. Okay, interesting. And then some spent time in town doing some things. Okay. So I'm assuming that we can get the ability to do Belega Corridor if we go to... yeah, I guess if we go to the recruitment office, maybe? What does this do? Parties on mission clear, Necromancer takedown. I see. Cool. Okay, interesting. So we have found pretty much everything except one more place to go. Cool. Well, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.